6'4's hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me, why bother? I got my game from the Godfather. Top of the food chain, rock bottom. And handle my business when it was my problem. G.
We are the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Elliott going to get it again on second down.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Prescott to throw it. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, and he only makes it to the 34. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 11. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They never went crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Watson. And that'll be incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down. His good running gets him to about the 44. The Browns have 1 and 3 here in the early part of the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. From the 50, it's Watson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know, some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. A first down throw for Prescott. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Inside give to Elliott. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Elliott. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Santos' kick is up and through, and the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up a little bit, didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They keep on the ground with Elliott, and the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing. Because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the 2nd level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
Running with Elliott. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
You have to figure with this offense on 2nd and inches, they're in ideal shape, but then they end up getting an incompletion, a run stuffed on 3rd and inches, and you look around and say, how did it become 4th down?
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And here he's got Grant. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jakeem Grant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Now Cade York for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest?
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Brownsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big pickup of 38. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Here's Watson. He'll get just a yard on the scramble at 2nd down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. From the gun, here's Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
York able to send this one through.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Watson, off play action. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. And Chubb trying the middle here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Here's Prescott. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And with a play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing, Prescott. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Faking the give. Now Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Grant. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
57 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 28 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. Off of play action, it's Watson. He's got a man, it's his fullback. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
It was pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 22, Watson. He finds his man, complete. It's Hubbard. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. He's got it to the 43 here. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Moore, the man in motion. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Prescott. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. Flush to his right. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Prescott looks to throw on first. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Mike Gesicki, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. For the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 89 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. It's a gain of 7, and that should just about do it. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Cleveland, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll have another home date next week as it...
I'm the best, as you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know I go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best.